I think so many people have forgotten how big 2025 actually is. I mean, if we look at something like prices this year for ADA and many others in the crypto space, it sucks. ADA's down, over 50%. Most other assets in the crypto space are down over 50%. We all kind of suck together at this point. But I want to remind people that there are big things coming from an economic standpoint, from a monetary policy standpoint, and from a Cardano standpoint that I think people just kind of forget about while we're stuck in this short-term noise. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. It's been growing like crazy, and it's all because of you guys. Now, I have to say that there are a lot of people who are getting negative. I find it kind of funny. I watch the metrics here on my channel pretty often, and every day when I have my first video scheduled, there are people who get up just to come to my video to dislike it, which I think is actually comical. So I appreciate the engagement. And I have to say that you guys don't always have to agree with what I have to say. Again, a lot of these times, these are just my opinion, my assessment of what's going on. But we obviously do talk about news and developments as well. And I will say that Cardano still has some pretty big developments coming here in 2025. And what I will say is that when we are in these huge, very oversold ranges, I see a lot of people making really bad decisions. And I'm not a financial advisor. You can do whatever the hell you want. But these are usually not the times to capitulate and dump your bags. Again, do you. But, just be aware that at this time, it's not like we're getting a bunch of people just flocking away from Cardano or flocking away from crypto in general. In fact, we had over 214,000 posts on X that mentioned Cardano, ADA, or snek this week, which is incredibly high levels of discussions and engagement. And what you're seeing is still a very active community, even though price has been kind of trash. Usually, these are the times where things get kind of quiet in the market. In fact, we look at global search volume for Cardano, it's been pretty low. It's been pretty steady, all right? And compared to the overall search volume for crypto in general, which has been kind of low, it's still, way down here. It's just been, everything's quiet, right? We're getting so overshadowed by all this different news that's going on. That's when you take advantage. That's when you look for these opportunities, frankly, in the crypto market. That's why me personally, I've been accumulating. I've been building out my position. I take advantage when we get into these huge oversold ranges. These are some of the best opportunities we will ever have to accumulate crypto. Really think about that, because what is coming is big for the markets, it's big for the economy, and it's big for Cardano. First of all, guys, remember, this year, although this whole first half of the year has sucked, we're very close to crypto legislation. All right. We have a stablecoin bill that has now entered the House that is going through discussions, revisions, voting, et cetera, before making its way to the president's desk. Again, accelerating us towards this embrace of crypto here in the US. We are accelerating towards interest rate decreases with a very high likelihood of them happening either this next FOMC meeting or the following FOMC meeting. Obviously, they have already slowed down quantitative tightening, but we are accelerating towards quantitative easing. And again, the hand may be forced because of obviously what's going on overseas. We'll have to be patient and watch and wait and see what happens there. But then you're also talking about the money printer firing up, liquidity on the rise here in the US. I mean, there are a lot of things that should actually get people pretty excited about where we're headed towards still here in the back half of the year. This suppression has been probably the biggest opportunity we will have. Now, something I want to remind people of as well is that midnight likely still coming here in 2025. And one thing I want to mention surrounding this is people forget how big midnight actually is. Again, there's a huge airdrop that is coming, the glacier drop, right? And that is going to drop drop Night and Dust tokens to tons of wallets within the crypto space, not just the Cardano ecosystem. And this is such a big bridge in the crypto space in general, because it's bringing people into essentially Cardano. And the reason why I'm saying that is something that Charles Hoskinson said is that Midnight can't operate without Cardano. People forget that Midnight runs on Cardano consensus. The blocks are actually validated by the Cardano ecosystem, by the staking pool operators, right? And that actually, guys, is going to increase daily active, not daily active users, ADA demand. That's the word I was going for. But it's kind of bridging it all together, right? And then when we start talking about partner chains, obviously they have the ability to utilize Cardano consensus. I mean, there are so many things that are actually going to increase the demand for ADA, to increase the demand for the Cardano ecosystem. But people aren't piecing that together. They're not paying attention. That's fine. They can do whatever they want. But you have to think bigger picture. You have to think longer term. And guys, I know some people have questions about this. Longer term could mean couple weeks, couple months, could mean into 2026. Right now, guys, it's very much looking like this is going to be an extended market cycle. I had talked all the way back actually in 2023 about the top potentially being in October. And right now, it's not looking like it's going to be October, frankly. And maybe that, changes as we get into June here. And maybe this is more so just like a November top or something like that. But we're going to get to a point where there's a lot of people trying to squeeze through a very small doorway, and it's going to do some very wild things to price. It's going to be fast. It's going to be aggressive. And a lot of the plans that we've had may in fact go out the door, and maybe we'll have to talk about that once we get closer to this. But right now, all this noise that's in the space, it's going to fade away. You have to really think about that. All right. So that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you as always. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts for the end of this market cycle? Do you think midnight has a huge opportunity to increase Cardano or ADA demand? But have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.